Now, the terrifying close call for a surfer stalked by a great white shark. Vision released this week from a shark-detecting drone captures the moment a man-eater swims towards a surfer off Lighthouse Beach at Ballina. It comes as a seasoned fisherman issues a new warning for all swimmers and surfers. Tony DiDio says he's never seen so many sharks in his life, so he invited us out on his boat to film his own close encounters.
This thing is an absolute monster.
Shark numbers are absolutely exploding.
Okay, we've got ourselves a big boy.
If they don't do something soon, I think we're going to see more fatalities on the beach.
If you come across something like that, you haven't got much of a chance in the water.
13 years, 15 years ago, they didn't see a white. We see them daily now.
If you're going to get eaten, these are ones that'll eat you.
Nets do not stop attacks.
Well, we know from research that there's no silver bullet when it comes to this issue.
And human life has to take precedence over any other form of life.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a single Australian who hasn't worried, at least once in their life, about being bitten by a shark. But here, on this stretch of coastline, that fear is oh so real. From Victoria...
Oh no, don't buy that! Oh.
To New South Wales and north to Queensland.
Oh, look at the size of this! It's as big as a boat.
It feels like our entire coastline is swarming with sharks. But one man gets closer to these monsters than anyone else. A humble fisherman called Tony DiDio.
The fear's there. I mean, even I shake, you know, when I see a big shark like that.
Tony sees so many sharks whilst out fishing that he started filming his encounters.
It's a good sized tiger shark.
On this day, he catches and releases a tiger shark. Then, an hour later, gets a visit from a great white.
Mate, to get up close to a man-eater like this, I'm shaking just looking at this thing.
The white pointer is just under 5 metres long, almost as big as Tony's boat.
I'm only in a 5.3 metre boat, and it's a little bit daunting when you're playing with something that's almost the size of your boat.
The shark circles for 10 breathtaking minutes.
It's hard to describe, mate. This is amazing.
Before eventually seeing if the boat could be lunch.
Look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let it go up the side of the boat.
Can you imagine that thing jumping up and coming in the boat? There's no more boat, no more you.
Tony has filled 32 DVDs with his fishing adventures, but lately he's been filming lots of sharks.
The numbers that I'm seeing now is really scary. 3 years ago, we could go out there and virtually not see a shark. Last year was really scary. This year's going to be an eye-opener again.
He sees so many now that out of frustration, he's resorted to catching them.
Oh, yeah.
A process that involves first hooking one and then, with the help of his sons, trying to snag a rope on its tail. It's quite literally shark wrangling, limbs dangling in the water, trying to catch a wild beast.
Watch your feet.
And this day they catch not one, but 2 bull sharks. This one caught just 3 minutes after putting a line in, once again wrangling the shark with their bare hands to secure the rope.
But they got him! It's crazy, but they got him!
Tony had lost 18 mackerel he'd hooked up that day, but came back with 2 bull sharks instead.
That's not the place to put your hand.
We took the jaws out, we kept the jaws, and we actually ate the shark. Yeah, we don't waste them.
Tony is so concerned about the shark numbers he's seeing, he offered to take us out for a morning's fishing off Southwest Rocks, about halfway between Sydney and Brisbane. To catch a shark, you need mackerel, and within a few minutes, Tony's son Jason lands one of those.
I said a lot of fishermen will be cursing because they're going to put this out for bait, but that's what we'll do.
Then, within 20 minutes of casting his line, Tony hooks a shark.
All right. OK, we've got ourselves a big boy.
The shark lets go, but then comes back 2 more times for another bite.
Right. This time.
And this time stays hooked. So you've had that mackerel in there for about 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes, yeah. It just goes to show how many sharks are here already, and it's very early in the season.
Once Tony brings his catch to the surface, we discover it's a bull shark, about 2 metres long.
Have a bit of a goop down in there. That's one place you don't want to end up there, in the mouth of that big fella. If you can grab him by the tail if you like, he won't hurt you.
I think I'll leave that to you, Tony. With a bit of coaxing, even I get to pat a shark in the wild and live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Tony says it never used to be this easy to catch a shark, and mackerel season hasn't even begun when these waters will be teeming with them.
This is why I'm getting very concerned about what's going on with the shark numbers out here. I mean, you can see the swimming beaches are no more than a kilometre inshore here.
This one will be released, but Tony DiDio believes it's bull sharks that people should be worried about.
I think the poor old great white gets a raw end of the stick, I think. The bull sharks are the one are out there that worry me. And that's why I actually took 3 of them last year, because I'm actually worried about the numbers, how they're congregating here.
They're on the increase, without a shadow of a doubt.
Don Munro is a surfer living in the middle of what's been dubbed the shark capital of Australia. In a 70-kilometre stretch from Evans Head to Ballina and Byron Bay, there have been 11 shark attacks in the past 3 years, 2 of them fatal. After yet another attack last October, the state government finally caved into pressure and installed shark nets at 5 beaches.
We are the apex predator on this planet. I'm not saying that in a negative way or a positive way, it's just a reality. And human life has to take precedence over any other form of life.
Nets do not stop attacks. Nets only destroy other marine life.
Andrew Neuenhoff is from Shark Watch, a group devoted to monitoring these creatures using non-lethal methods. His program using drones to spot sharks begins in Byron Bay shortly. Unlike nearby Ballina, Byron has resisted installing shark nets, mainly due to the bycatch of harmless marine life.
Is it the role of government to kill marine creatures in order for some people to feel safe in the ocean?
This is a trial. Marine life is important, but on the North Coast we said that we wanted to make human life one of the priorities as well.
Niall Blair is the New South Wales Minister for Primary Industries. He says nets are just one part of the solution, along with new technology allowing people to track sharks on their phone.
We don't know a lot about sharks in Australia full stop, and that's why we've invested in a significant tagging program.
The app gives off an alert every time a shark is located. The only problem, just a tiny percentage of sharks have been tagged. There's been no alerts on the Shark Smart app here today, so if you were relying solely on that, you probably think this might be a safe place to swim, but as you can see, you better be a fast swimmer.
They're a magnificent shark, look at that. Beautiful.
The shark wrangler, Tony DiDio, doesn't believe nets are the solution. He wants to see more transparency on shark numbers and find out why he's seeing so many closer to shore.
They've got to get more education to the surfers and the swimmers, you know, when to swim and not to swim daylight and dark. I mean, that's when the sharks are feed.
The Department of Primary Industries releases details of marine life caught in those new nets. Manta rays, turtles and dolphins have been killed in the 2 months they've been in place.